Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Living in
That is such a valuable piece of advice there.
These are the sorts of things that we should talk about right in the first 5 minutes of the podcast.
Started giving people free quotes.
In sunshine and rainbows, it isn't
Definitely a thing for just being a solo
The
operator.
change in mindset makes a massive difference.
Welcome to Aussie Lawn Stars.
Welcome to Aussie Lawn Stars. Tonight I have Kate from Kate's Mowing joining me. How are you, Kate?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
That's all right. Now, I'm guessing you've had a big day on the tools already?
Definitely have. Had a few jobs in the morning, a few quotes, and then home in time for kinder pick up.
Yeah. I had my son's girlfriend working with me, and she's been learning to do some hedge trimming. So this morning was
Amazing.
hedge trimming, and then after we got exhausted from that, we had some lunch and then did some mowing and some watering.
Yeah. Oh, God, your muscles will be feeling it after doing all that hedge trimming.
Well, mine weren't. My thumbs were working hard on the phone while she was busy.
She'll be feeling it. I get sore after being on the hedges.
The joys of teaching somebody else.
Oh, yes. Is she doing all right with it, though?
Yeah, she's good. And she's a very motivated person, but the hedge that she was working on initially, I could see across the top of the hedge really easily. I'm 6'2".
Yes.
She's a couple of inches shorter than me, and when I say a couple of inches, she's not 6 foot, she's shorter.
Yeah.
And so I'm eyeing off the top of this hedge going, yep, that's where it needs to be, and she's like, I can't see that.
Oh, I can definitely relate to that. I think I'm 5'5" and a bit, so I'm more on the short scale than your height.
Yeah, well, I think Milan would be a little bit taller than you. She might be like 5'9" or 5'8". I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, lucky girl.
But yeah, she's a great worker and learning quickly.
Oh, that's amazing. It's nice to see more girls out there doing it, isn't it?
I find girls are great employees. They're diligent, they pay attention to detail, they learn quickly. And I mean, sure, there's obvious gender differences sometimes and other times there's not, but in general, I find that works really well.
Oh, absolutely. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Efficiency is the thing that rules a business and the decisions you make as a small business owner. Right Mowers give you the options in their product lineup to match efficiency with size, fuel usage and the type of jobs you want to target, from catching to mulching or side discharge, from roadside verges to acreages and manicured lawns to 6 feet tall and super long. I've been using the Right Stander I 42-inch with a Catch Pro for manicured areas and the Stander ZK61 to maximise productivity for large open acreage mowing. If you need to replace your push mower, try the 32-inch Stander B. If you have more open access to residential properties, there's a 42 through 48-inch option that suits you. And if you want to enter the acreage market, the 52, 61 and 72-inch machines have choices in engine size and model type to suit the work you want it to do. Right Standards go the distance, saving you time and money, season after season.
So, Kate, let's get to know you a little bit, because that's why we've got you in here. So, I'm going to guess you're a couple of years younger than me. We were talking before we pressed record, and you've got kids that are younger than my kids. So have you done other careers before you started this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 41. I've done 20 years off and on in big chain stores and supermarkets. So I had a bit of a break in the middle. I've done horse training. I was an acknowledged retrainer with Racing Victoria for quite a few years, and I've also done a few stable hand jobs off and on. And the lawn business came after I had my second daughter. Feeling the pinch, the cost of living, like a lot of other Aussie families are, and Jay was working and living away from home in a training role, and we were trying to work out how we were going to make the mortgage repayments and trying to find out how I would find employment only available, between the hours of 10 and 1, 2 days a week while our youngest was then in daycare. And
Yep.
it came to me one day when I was out mowing the lawn. I was going along thinking, I can't make something to sell. I'm not very crafty. I'm not going to find a job in a retail store or a supermarket because, I'm not available weekends and nights, and they like you to share the load, which is understandable. And where I was out on the mower thinking, I wonder if I could do this. I wonder what it would be like to, do lawns. So I jumped online and looked up to find out what insurance and everything that I needed, and mentioned it to Jay, and he said, yeah, hell yeah, give it a go. And that's where the business idea really came from.
Yeah, so that's a great way for people entering the industry to get started. And I think a lot of people would have been similar to you, post-COVID cost of living crisis. We're all feeling the pinch, regardless of where you're at financially, but certainly having the option to run your own business gives you a lot of flexibility around how much income you have and what hours you do.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a trade-off, right? Do more hours, make more money, but you've got the choices when you're there. And for you said that's after your second daughter was born, so she would have been fairly young when you started mowing other people's lawns.
Yeah, she was probably not quite 3 years old. Jay was living and working in Melbourne, which is a couple of hours away from where we are. So I had the kids full-time at home and the farm and everything. So it was pretty much, I was only available between, the hours of 10 and maybe 1:30 twice a week. And we just made it work.
Yeah, that's a challenging way to start a business when you've only got fairly minimal hours you can do it. But I also started my business in a similar situation. Yeah, when I started, my daughter was turning 1. And it was a case of my wife needed to go back to work after her maternity leave finished up, and I got paid paternal leave. So it was like, well, let's capitalise on both of those.
Yep.
And I started my business.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So that's 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Wowza. We're not quite 2 years in. I started 2024, was the very start of.
Yeah. Well, I started in end of March of 2010, so we're going on 15 and a half years now. But I ramped it up from doing it part-time to going full-time once my daughter was able to do daycare long enough hours, and, as she started school, and of course that was easier for me to do full hours. Yeah. And my wife actually then ended up dropping some hours as well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to picking more up next year. So our youngest then goes off to school. So then I'll have 5 days where I can work rather than just the 3 that I'm working at the moment. So it'll be good to open up a couple more runs and get some more clients happening.
Yeah. So how did you find your skill set from your previous career paths? You said you did a bit of retail, horse training. So you've got some skills there, but they're not lawn mowing skills. But have you found that your skills there have helped you with running business?
Definitely in the side of like pasture management, like weed spraying, chemicals, all that sort of stuff. And I've always looked after ours at home. So I wanted to capitalise on that. As far as skills from work, maybe management, time management type things helped me out. The actual lawns themselves, I hadn't done a whole lot, if I'm perfectly honest. We used the ride-on at home. We had a little pushy at the time that wasn't working. So we had to really start from scratch with our gear. But and everything I just I picked it up along the way. I'm very very OCD about how I like things, with my edges and everything. So it was a matter of getting the tools, having a practice at home, getting it to the point where I was like, okay, well, I would feel comfortable going onto a client's property and saying, yep, I know that I can do a kick-ass job here. And then go from there.
Yeah, having a little bit of OCD helps when it comes to being a perfectionist and making sure your edges and various things are rather sharp. If you get into the hedge trimming, that's also really important.
Absolutely. And it's such a good feeling when you drive off, you look in the rearview mirror and you have that, that hell yeah, that looks so good moment.
Yeah. And the beauty of lawns is every week or every 2 weeks you come back and it looks a little bit out of shape, and half an hour later or an hour later it's like that's looking really awesome.
It's satisfying, isn't it?
But the one I find satisfying, and this morning was a great example of this. So
Yeah.
sitting there with Milan, teaching her to cut the verticals and then the top of this hedge, and doing some, and then looking at it, and when she would look at it from where she's cutting, oh yeah, that looks all right. And I said, all right, come back and stand over here, have another look, and then come back and stand over in a different perspective, and then stand
Yeah.
on top of a step or on top of a little bit of a hill beside it, and you can see the top a lot easier. And once you start looking around, you can make sure that you're getting the hedge exactly where you want it to be. And this
Yeah.
hedge took a little while for her to do, and it would have taken me a little while to do too. It's not a quick one.
Yeah.
And I gave her a few pointers along the way of just to make sure that we were checking, getting things square and sharp. And as she was just about finished up, I said, all right, step back and have a look. What do you think? And she goes, oh, yeah, there's a little bit here and there. I said, from further back, somebody walking past would look at that and say that is 100%.
Yeah.
Because you've been cutting it, you know there's a few little imperfections here and there.
Yeah. And we're always tougher on ourselves, aren't we?
Well, when you know there's an imperfection, you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it.
So, yeah, after that, we just went round and just trimmed a couple of leaves here and there that were just poking out in the wrong place, and
Yeah.
took another big step back, looked at it from about 3 or 4 different perspectives, and yeah, yep, it's really good.
Oh, good stuff.
So, yeah, it was quite satisfying. And then we went from that one, which was a Maria, which Maria's fairly forgiving,
Yeah.
and we had a quick look at a Japanese buxus, and I showed her the imperfections that were already in that and said, we need to correct some of these.
Yep.
And I said, we're not going to actually do this job today. We'll do it in a couple of days' time, because by then it was about 11:30 in the morning. And I said, it's rather hot. If we're cutting buxus in the heat, we will get a little bit of leaf burn. We will cut it at 6 o'clock in the morning in a couple of days.
Yep.
Yeah, I love doing those hedges and seeing them come up sharp and really, really crisp, straight edges, verticals and horizontals looking spotless.
Oh, absolutely. I've only got a few jobs with hedges on them, and they're only short ones. I've done a few big hedges, like I went out and I bought the tools so that you've got the big extendable hedge trimmers, but I try to avoid those because I'm not very strong, and but I don't mind doing the little ones, like around gardens and paths, and sort of about chest height works well for me.
Yeah. So have you got a battery hedge trimmer?
Yeah, we run all Ego gear. So I've got the multi-tool with the extendable one that articulates.
Yep.
So we've got that one. I haven't got the commercial one yet, but I'm eyeing it off. And then we've also got the handheld one, the 65 centimetre.
Yeah, okay. So a little tip for you. If you're finding hedge trimmers are heavy when you're holding them, try the Makita 18-volt short pole.
Yeah.
It is super lightweight and still has a 4,000 SPM blade speed, so it's super good for doing your sharp hedges.
Oh, I'll have a look. Thank you.
It's lighter than the Ego one, and the Ego one's great, but I find for doing that sort of work, and particularly if you've got a smaller frame, female, then that's a trick that could be well worth looking at, just to make that work a little bit lighter for you.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Thank you.
And I'm not getting promoted to talk about Makita, so we won't keep on talking about them. But yeah, I actually have used a few different hedge trimmers, and the Husqvarna, the Ego, the Makita, and the Makita is the lightest weight one by far.
Oh, there you go. See, we were looking into maybe getting a backpack set up, because I know some of the Ego hedges, and I just say Ego because I've already got all the batteries for that platform.
Of course.
Yeah, so I know that they've got a couple that you can use the battery and carry it on your back, and then you've just got the tool in your hand. So then it takes the weight of the battery off the tool, which can make a difference. But I don't have a lot of hedges. I've got less than half a dozen on my list, so it's probably not worth it to go too crazy there. But if I get more, then I'll definitely think about it.
Yeah, but Daniel Smith's wife, Alicia, when she's on the tools, she will use the Ego whippersnipper, the STX 4500, which
I've got that
is
one.
fairly heavy as far as battery-powered whippersnippers go, but she will run that with the battery belt, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll have to look into that.
She loves that. It reduces the weight of the tool, makes it much easier to work with.
Oh, there you go. See, I'm running that same whippersnipper. I absolutely love it. But yeah, anything that makes the tools a bit lighter weight for me would be awesome.
It's a real powerhouse, that whippersnipper. The RPM at the head is a little on the slower side, but it's got loads of power.
Oh yeah, it's certainly a step up from what I had when I first started out. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's good, and once you're used to the weight of it, or if you run the battery belt, then it's an awesome whippersnipper. I'm not sure though. Do you like using the standard head that comes with it? So the Ego bump head.
I don't love it. I haven't tried anything else yet though, but I've been told the guys on LMCA said to get the speed feed head by, was it Shindawa?
There's a few knockoff brands that make the speed feed as well. So if you go to catchpro.com.au, I think, is it .com.au? Go to Catchpro's website, put in Lawn Stars 10 and buy some product from them. They've got a speed feed option as well. But
I'll get onto that.
compared to the standard head, I find the standard head on the Ego is better balanced, so it runs really smooth, whereas the aftermarket speed feeds tend to be a little bit more vibration, and when you run in battery tool, you notice it.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I'm running a bit of a competition at the moment, so people who use my code on the Catch Pro website between now and the 15th of December go into the running for a prize. So
hey! I might have to get onto that.
Yeah, there is a small issue there, though. While they're running their Black Friday sales, you can't use my code. So
that's right. We can wait. How long is he doing his Black Friday sales? Is it just for a couple of weeks?
They usually go till the 1st of December. So my competition's going through till the 15th of December. So that gives people a bit of time to still jump in there.
All right, I'll have to go shopping then after the 1st.
I want to say a massive thank you to those who have supported me with the new Catch Pro discount code. In appreciation, I'm offering a prize for one lucky Catch Pro customer before the end of the year. If you live in Australia and purchase from Catch Pro with the discount code LawnStars10, in all caps, for those who have already done so and up until the 15th of December, this is a real and significant prize, unlike some booby traps I've heard of recently. It is a Catch Pro product worth over $500, so get cracking with your LawnStars10 code on the Catch Pro online shop, and thank you for your support.
So yeah, that's well worth trying, but I think the standard Ego speed feed head, I really like it because it is well balanced and it doesn't wear out in a hurry. But it is quite hard to turn wind it on because the unit that you've got to grab a hold of is massive, and my hands struggle to get around that. And
they get slippery too when you're trying to turn it.
Yep. Yeah. So if your hands get a bit sweaty or you got wet grass on there, it's a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's probably my only complaint about the head on that is just that it is just such a pain in the butt to try to wind up. Whereas my last the whippersnipper that I had before that, it was just a domestic one. It was another Ego one, but it was the one with the button and it would wind itself.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I had that one, but I do like the commercial one. I like it that it's flatter as well, closer to the ground. So it's whereas the other one sat up a bit too high.
It is. That's one of the things I love about that. It is really close to the ground.
Yeah. So when you're
So
trying to get in and
it's-
around fences and things, it just makes life a bit easier.
It reminds me of some of the still products I've used in terms of giving a really nice finish because you can get so close to the ground.
Yeah. I haven't used any of the still products yet. I've got to give them all a shot.
Yeah, well, it's kind of with battery, you get invested in the platform, don't you? So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to ditch one platform and jump to another. But
Yeah.
certainly the still products I've used, I've had quite a few petrol powered still whip snippers, the FS94 and the
Yep.
FS85 stand out. But typically I would swap the heads over to a Husqvarna universal head.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't do a speed feed in their universal head, but they fit two or three times as much cord as most other heads. So you put a decent amount of cord on a Husqvarna universal head, and it will run for almost a week.
There you go. I didn't even know they were compatible, so I'll have to maybe look into that too.
Well, the universal one, it comes with a bunch of bits in it, so you just swap the centre bit out until you find one that's compatible with your whip snipper.
Yeah. Oh, unreal. I'm learning lots already from you, Gary.
Well, that's a couple of tricks that are worth looking into, but you've got to try those things for yourself to see which one you prefer. A lot of people don't like that universal head because you've got to wind the cord on manually rather than speed feed it. But I prefer it because, once it's on there, you're running for a week.
Yeah, absolutely. It means that you don't have to keep stopping to change and I'm hearing you.
Yeah, and it works really well. But different ones to try. See what you like.
Oh, I'll have to definitely go shopping.
Yep. Yeah, see if we can get a few more people to jump on Catch Pro and use the Lawn Stars 10 code. Make sure you use capitals when you punch in Lawn Stars too.
Oh, I definitely will. And I've got a few contractor buddies down here, so I'll be letting them know as well.
Yeah, tell them to jump in and get in the running for that prize.
Absolutely. What's the prize?
I haven't actually told anyone that yet, but I might as well. It is a equipment defender rack, four-piece equipment defender.
Oh, yes, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a decent prize.
That is an awesome prize. I am definitely going shopping.
Look forward to it. More people that use my code, the more Benny will love me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Kate, we're still, like you said, a couple of years in with your business, and you're still working part-time.
Yep.
So you mentioned you're a couple of hours out of Melbourne, which would mean you're probably taking a mixture of acreage and residential properties in that area?
All residential for us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So we cover like Traralgon, Morwell, Churchill, Newborough, all those sorts of areas. But there is so much work out here. It's ridiculous.
Just be careful of the mushrooms out there.
Oh, yep. No beef Wellingtons.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a lot of residential work out that area and smaller towns, but you travel in between those towns?
Yeah, but they're all pretty close knit. So, I mean, one day I'll fit all my Traralgon ones in, the next day I'll fit all my Newborough ones in and so forth. So I try to keep my runs really tight. That's something that I made the mistake of not doing when I started out. And as I got more clients, I sort of had to redo my roster and tighten everything up, which saved me quite a lot of time.
Yeah. Now, I've interviewed one or two guys that are down that way already and get a bit of insight into their businesses. And I've got a friend that lives just a little bit further east than Traralgon, so I can't remember exactly how far out he is, but I think he's more like 3 hours out from Melbourne.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice spot out that way. I guess one of the things that comes up talking about more regional areas, once you get a couple of hours away from the capital cities, is can you make good money like you would in the more city environments? And again, there's also lower socioeconomic areas in Melbourne, and some of the guys in Melbourne have struggled to get even fortnightly mows in some of those areas because the people are like, oh, just cut it once a month.
Yeah.
But so what does it look like for you?
We definitely have a lot of those people that are just like, make long grass short, and,
Yep.
they want you to try to come out, every 3 weeks in the spring, and and it's painful. And I did take on a few of those clients when I first started out, just to get money in the bank. Like, if the business is costing me X amount per day, then I'm better off out there, doing one of those lawns than sitting at home hoping for something better. But the clients that I've got at the moment are really, really good, really fussy with their gardens. Like, they want, their shrubs shaped into circles, and they want their, a fert put down, and they want it done fortnightly. I've got one that even in winter he wants to keep it fortnightly because he's quite particular about his lawn. He's one of my favourite clients, actually. He's fantastic. But yeah, so the work's definitely there. There are lower socioeconomic areas, like you mentioned, but then, there are areas that have mansions in them here. So,
of course.
Yeah, you've got to sniff them out, but they're there.
And I think, like you say, when you start a business in the early days, you take on whatever work you can find just to fill your schedule up.
Absolutely.
As long as you're not losing money. But it's a fine line sometimes, and once you've got enough work, and because you're doing it part-time, it wouldn't have taken as much effort to fill your schedule up. But you would quickly start orienting towards the customers that are better paying, or that, like you say, they're happy for you to do those extra services, do the hedges and the fertiliser and the weed treatments and things.
Oh, absolutely. And like those clients that I started out with, and I'll be super honest, like, I underquoted a lot of them because I went into the business really not knowing what the go was. I was earning, $20-something an hour at Woolworths. And, if I could go and mow a lawn for $50, that was like, oh, this is great, I'm earning $50. But I soon learnt that I wasn't earning $50. And, those days are definitely gone. But it's certainly a steep learning curve when you start, but once you've got the hang of quoting, it certainly makes it easier. So we sort of aim for those, higher paying clients, and the ones that really love their gardens and lawns are the ones that I like looking after. Like, if you roll up to someone's house and it's covered in dog poo and rubbish, and old mate sort of wanders out, you know what I mean? They're not the sort of clients that I'm chasing. I really love those, looking after those gardens, of people that really love their lawns, and are, obviously are happy to pay for it as well. So
I'm sure you've learnt from my podcasts how to get your prices right, but I'm guessing also LMCA on Facebook has been a great resource for you to go to get confirmation from people about how to price jobs and how to encourage your clients to go for a package like doing the hedges and the fertiliser and everything all in one.
Yeah, absolutely. Even stuff like raising your prices yearly. I was really scared to raise my prices, but I went through and I made a spreadsheet of all my clients. So I started April of that first year. I had like 2 regulars when I first started, and we built them up. And when it got to winter and it became quiet, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and yours being one of them, and talking about pricing lawn jobs and hourly rates and how much your business costs you every time you roll up to someone's driveway. And I started timing my jobs as well to try to figure out, what my hourly was sitting at, and having the confidence to, increase the prices for those clients that were underperforming, financially to the business, and then try to shoot, know what to shoot for. So going up to a lawn and going, well, this is going to take me X amount of time. It's, I might have in the past said, oh yeah, I'll do this one for $60, but, having the courage to maybe say, 120 or 100 or whatever, and know that client's going to be, getting a really high standard of work, and that you're happy doing it for that price as well. So that's another big part of it for me.
Now, I highly recommend using a CRM like Sortscape.
I do now.
There's multitude of CRMs around, but so did you say you're using Sortscape?
Yep, I got onto that around the time that I started looking at my business numbers. I should have done it a lot earlier.
It makes
But
it so
yes.
much easier to look at the numbers, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and even stuff like invoicing, because I would come home after work and I've done the straight from work to kinder to school to swimming lessons, and then you're home and I'm standing over the
Yeah.
stove with a wooden spoon and I'm texting people through what they owe me, and
Yep.
Sortscape was it was a game changer.
Yeah, you need to train Jay to do the cooking while you're doing the invoicing.
I'm trying. Oh, we might get there one day.
My wife prefers when I do the cooking, but I prefer to cook when I want to rather than out of necessity.
Yeah. Oh, he helps me clean up afterwards, so we've got a pretty good little trade-off going there.
Yeah, that's a good trade. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the CRM really makes it easy for you to then go back over your jobs, look at how long the job takes, and your records are undeniable when you do that. So then that
Yeah.
helps you to gauge your efficiency on the job, but also helps you to gauge whether the rate that you're charging is worthwhile.
Yeah, I was
So-
able to time my jobs using that app as well,
Yeah.
using Sortscape as well. So it was, jobs that I thought, I'll be in and out in half an hour, and then you get back in the car and it's that, oh my God, reality check where it's taking you 45 minutes and you're thinking, oh crap, I probably need to bump that price up because...
Yep. After inviting Sortscape in to share how their software can help your business, we created a link for you to be able to support Aussie Lawn Stars when you join. Sortscape will save you time and effort with scheduling, quoting and reporting so you can build a more efficient business. Visit sortscape.com/lawnstars now to join, and thank you for your support. A lot of people like to quote the job rather than give people an hourly rate, right? And I'm sure when you're doing residential jobs, that is really beneficial to quote the job. It reduces the questions customers have around, why are you charging $120 an hour, Kate?
Yeah, you just
But-
mow lawns.
Also, what I find is having that rate in your head is really helpful. So I really recommend for people to have a rate that is a day rate that is really easy for them to break down, because if you're going off an hourly rate, you're not allowing for unbillable hours or travel time or talking to the customer, all the different things that come up. If you say in your head, all right, I need $800 a day, and that's a rough number, you can go from $500 a day to $1,500 a day, but $800 a day is quite achievable for most people.
Yep.
If you're looking at a full day of mowing, $800 for a day, then you break it down and go, well, how many jobs am I getting done in the day? And divide that by $800. And that's a good way to assess whether you're making good money or not. Now, you're doing a shorter day, so that means that with you doing school and daycare pickups and drop-offs, that you're going to have to reduce that based on the amount of hours you're doing in a day, right?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much only available for probably, I don't know, maybe about 4 hours of the day. And if it happens to land on a week where, Jay's got the morning off and he can do the school run in the morning, then, I might be able to fit in an extra job or two. Likewise, in the afternoon, if he can do school pickup, then I don't have to rush home to do kinder pickup. But I'm looking forward to next year because I'll have 2 extra days, and then those days will go from, instead of me having to be at kinder by 2, I don't have to be at school till after 3. So, very much looking forward to that.
Yeah. I guess the other thing with looking at that rate, breaking down that rate into 3 separate amounts is really beneficial for you, but also if you get that customer who's questioning your hourly rate too, if you can say, well, I've got expenses, insurance and vehicle replacement, equipment
software,
replacement, and all the different expenses, plus I need to pay a wage as well as make a profit. And a customer might not get that you need to pay yourself a wage as well as make a profit, but sooner or later you're going to go, oh, I'm paying Jay or I'm paying somebody else to come in and do some work for me. I've got to pay their wage.
Yeah.
And you'd be foolish not to pay yourself a wage. I know I've done it, so don't don't feel bad. We've all done it, right? You and I've discounted myself. I've actually discounted myself to the point where I'm not making a wage and I'm not making profit.
Oh yeah, been there.
Yeah, but if you have that in your mind, you go, okay, if I'm charging the customer $120, there's $30 in expenses and
Yep.
$40 in wages, and
Yep.
the rest is hopefully profit.
Yep.
And if you can explain to the customer that, yeah, that's what I've got to do. I've got to pay all these expenses. I've got to pay a wage, and the business needs to actually make money. Otherwise, why would I do it?
Yeah, I've had to have that conversation with a few people before.
I think it's smart for us to be able to have an explanation handy. I know a lot of the commenters, the cowboys and the keyboard warriors on LMCA will say, nah, just give them a rate, and if they question it, that's a red flag and dump them. And I'm like, no. If you can have an explanation for that person,
Yeah.
then you can qualify them after that. If they're happy with you talking to them about it and saying, well, this is how things work, that's a great person. But if they still think you're ripping them off, yeah, maybe they're a red flag.
Yeah, they're not the person for you, and they can go, you know, get a 15-year-old to do it, and that's fine too.
That's right. Yeah,
Just means that they're not the client for us.
There's plenty of school kids and weekend warriors that will be happy to pick it up for $40.
Yeah, absolutely. And power to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got no problem with that.
Yeah.
I have somebody in my ear, not right here, but somebody in my ear regularly who's like, but those cowboys and weekend warriors are stealing work off us and stealing our good clients off us. And I'm like, well, to a degree, that's right. Like, there's a possibility that you'll lose a good client for a lower rate to a cowboy or a weekend warrior. Yeah, it will happen occasionally, but for the most part, you, like me, you've got a logo on your shirt. You've probably also got that logo on your vehicle.
Yep.
Maybe even on your trailer. And not just the logo that you're wearing that says, hey, I'm professional, but the attitude you have, the efficiency that you have, the way that you invoice them promptly, all these different things signifies to that customer that they're worthwhile to you and you're professional in how you do things. When they get that cheaper quote, they lose that.
Yeah, and that person might not be insured, and you don't want to stone through a very expensive plate glass window, and then they go, oh, see ya.
Yeah. So, on the one hand, we want to discourage cowboys and weekend warriors, beer money type attitudes from stealing customers that are really worthwhile customers. There's plenty of customers out there that are happy to pay cheaper prices and happy with a lackluster job or not knowing when you're going to turn up. There's plenty of work out there, but it can be a little bit frustrating when they steal good commercial work.
Yeah. I had a couple that got pinched out from under me when I first started. And it was just, clients saying, I've had someone else come and say that I could do it for $40. And I remember being really, really PO'd because I'd gone out and I actually did letterbox drops and everything when I first started out. And I really thought that I'd pounded the pavement and worked hard to get those clients. And, then for someone to come and undercut me by so much. But, now at the stage that I'm at now, and we're still a baby business. We're only, a couple of years old, not even. It doesn't bother me because they're not the clients for me. I mean, I want to chase those clients that are worth a little bit more money, and that, like what you said, they like their edges and they like you having insurance and being a registered business and having that professionalism about you. But if someone wants to go with the $40 cowboy, then oh well, that's fine too. Rock on. There's always more fish in the sea.
I think the more of those weekend warriors and cowboys listen to my podcast, the more likely they will start to treat this like an actual business and think about their reliability. And the one thing I say that really should sting occasionally is the last guy. And
Oh,
we've heard
yes.
that many places, right?
Oh, yeah.
If the last guy's not there, that's because they haven't treated it like a business. They're just treating it like this is beer money. Like, I'll just
Yeah.
do this for a season and see you later, and I won't bother calling and I won't bother answering the phone when you call me.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can eliminate those things. We can educate people, and the more people join up LMCA or the professional contractors page on Facebook, people listen to my podcast and the other podcasts in the industry, the more likely that those people will get educated and become more professional, and then there'll be less last guy stories.
Yes, good.
Yeah. So, Kate, you mentioned you use Ego gear.
Yep.
And you did move off from some cheaper gear into more commercial gear as you've gone.
Yeah.
What else are you keeping in your trailer at the moment? You got a ride-on mower? I think you said that.
I've got a ride-on mower, but that's just ours for home. It's a
Okay.
it's a bit of a lemon that I wouldn't take out in public because it's an embarrassment.
Fair enough.
But all of our little resi jobs are we just take the push mower out. So I've got a 55 centimetre Ego XP, their new one that they've just brought out.
Nice.
And that does me beautiful. I had the smaller XP prior to that. I think it was a 52.
Yeah.
And then the one before that was a little one from Bunnings.
Yep. Fair enough.
Little cheapie that we thought, oh well, we'll do a battery mower and it'll be fantastic, and that'll get me going, and it'll fit in the back of the hatchback. And then we very quickly realised that that wasn't a good business strategy.
I love the hatchback startup. Nothing wrong with starting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't last long when you're using the Zito battery mower and
No.
or even the Ryobi. Yeah.
You know what? By my third job, I was feeling the pain. It was a lawn that was on a little bit of a hill, and it had the thickest thatch I've ever seen in my life. And there was me with my little Ryobi mower, and it took me close to 3 hours to get through that lawn. I had to buy a second battery so that I could have that charged, and then when that ran out, I'd swap it over, and it was terrible. And just the thought of going back to that lawn again with that mower just about had me in tears. And I said to Jay, we need a self-propelled, and the Ego stood out for us, and what a game changer. I'll never go back to it.
Makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, my back was thanking me.
Yeah. So have you used a petrol mower, or have you been battery entirely with everything?
I've been battery. Jay did have a little utility mower, and I believe it was a Honda. It's older than he is. Oh no, he's out of earshot. I was staring him. And yeah, it's quite old. It was his dad's. So that came out to a few jobs to us. But honestly, I cannot start a pull start to save my life. So if a petrol mower came out with a press start and I could use it, that's great. But I'm also not very mechanically minded, so servicing and spark plugs and so that was a big part of the attraction to the battery mowers. They said, yep, I sharpen my own blades, I get the angle grinder out and off I go. But
nice.
The idea of it not having servicing and not having fumes and not having to pull start it, not having noise, it was just a no-brainer for me.
It's a different way of looking at business. It's great. But at the same time, you're either hoping to get 1,000 battery redemptions or you're going to be out of pocket for quite a few batteries. And so is yours a Select Cut XP or is it the commercial mower?
No, mine's a Select Cut XP, the new 55 one that they've just come out. So I've got both of their Select Cut XPs. It just makes it easier for me to lift in and out of the ute or the trailer. And it's just perfect for me. It's lightweight. It does a great job. It's been through a few jobs where it's been quite hairy and it's been a clean up and it's handled it really well. I got no complaints, to be honest.
So is it running the 10 amp batteries or have you got a couple of 12 amp batteries as well?
I've got mostly 10s. I think I've got 3 or 4 10 amps. I do have a 12 amp because it comes as a kit form at the moment. So you can't
Yeah.
just buy the skin for that new one. So that one comes with a 12 and a turbocharger.
Nice.
And I've got a 7.5 there as well, which is just sort of a spare. We don't really ever use that one.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely gets me through. I've never run out of batteries, so
So, small hint for you. I love running the 7.5 on the blower.
oh yeah.
So the blower is fairly thirsty on the batteries, and if you're running the 5 amp battery, it just about feels like it goes flat the moment you pull the trigger. Obviously, it doesn't. It goes for a decent amount of time, but with the 5 amp battery, you can see the power draining out of it fairly quickly, where the 7.5 blows a little bit harder and a little bit longer.
Yep. Oh, there you go. I've got a few 5 amps. I've every time they've had a battery redemption and I've needed a tool, I've taken advantage of that. So
Yeah,
I've got
fair
a few
enough.
5s up my sleeve. I haven't had a problem running out of 5s yet, but if I ever do, I'll give the
Yeah.
7.5 a go.
I love running the 7.5. I have put the 10 amp on the blower as well, and it blows real hard when you do that.
I probably wouldn't be able to hang on to it, Gary.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So which blower have you got?
I haven't got the big one. I did try it at LLEE Expo.
Yeah.
So I'd love to get my hands on that one, but I've just got the one that came with my most recent mower. So it's the 1045 square meter one.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yep, does it beautifully. So yeah, no complaints about that one. Better than the little one that I had
Yeah.
when I started, that's for sure.
I've got the 1300 and I love the 1300. It's a great blower.
Yes, I've had a go at that one as well. So if I wasn't to get the commercial, actually, I'd probably get the 1300 over the commercial because the commercial's an absolute beast, and I probably don't
Well,
need
you
it.
have to think about that, don't you? You're going to have to start using the harness with that one.
Yeah, it would blow me away.
Yeah, literally.
But no, they've got some
So-
good products, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Now, I do a lot of like a regular car park cleanup with the blower, and so I find the petrol backpack blower is the only thing that has the power and the runtime I need for that. And
Yeah.
I'm sure one of the brands will give me a blower one day that's got a battery powered blower that will do that, but at the moment I'm still waiting. So any brands want to throw me a blower that can do an hour runtime and compete with the petrols on power, I'd love to know about it.
Hint, hint.
That's right. But yeah, so for most of the residential work, the blower you've got is going to be more than enough power, and you're going
Absolutely.
to get better runtime because it's not working too hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's got the nozzle on the end of it as well. I notice
Yep.
that makes it a bit easier, especially when you're cleaning up your edges, like footpath edges and
Yeah.
such. So, yeah, no complaints. But I would like the 1300. I've been eyeing that one off.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. I think it's probably the sweet point in their lineup at the moment.
Yeah, and not too heavy as well. So I could manage that
That's
just fine
right.
myself.
Yeah, not too heavy. It doesn't put too much force on your hand when you're blowing, so it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, how many batteries in total are you carrying with you each day?
Oh God, I've got usually I go to work with the 12 in the mower, and then I've got 3 10s in the ute. I've got the 2 5s on the blower and the whippy, and then I've got
Yep.
another couple of 5s in the car. And I usually don't have to touch them because I'm only doing 3 or 4 lawns a day.
Yeah.
And then the 7.5 is sitting in there, and that very rarely even gets touched. So
Yeah.
I've got plenty to get me through. I've never run out, even if I've had to do cleanups.
I bet your 7.5 is going to get a workout now on the blower.
Yeah, well, I'll go shopping now because of you.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Not,
I'll let you know how it goes.
so you don't need to charge batteries during the day at all, do you?
No, never. When I first started out, I didn't have many batteries, so I'd do a couple of
Yeah.
lawns or, a lawn, and then I'd come home, have a coffee, put batteries on the charger, and when they ticked over, I'd load back up and go out. But yeah, I can happily go out there for 3 or 4 hours and get all my lawns done. And
Yep.
I've never run out. I've never had to recharge on the go. I used to take chargers with me back in the day, but I haven't had to do that like at least in a year.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's a good
think
feeling
if
when
you're
you're like,
doing-
I've got enough.
if you're doing a cleanup job, that's where you go through the batteries a little bit quicker because you're working everything a little bit
Absolutely.
harder.
Yep, absolutely. I
But
try
yeah,
to
on a
avoid those
4 hour
jobs now.
day, you do well.
Yeah,
So
for sure. We have no dramas. But yeah, we don't do so many cleanups anymore. Like when we first started out and we were pretty hungry for the work, we'd do a lot of those, but most of ours are just
yep.
maintenance ones at the moment, which is why I can get through them in that short amount of time. They're not too hairy to get through.
Yeah, so you get Jay out there for some unpaid labour when you're doing a big cleanup.
Yeah. I go, come on,
He'd be
help me
happy
get
if you're
through
not
it.
doing them.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the
Yeah.
last thing the poor bugger wants is to go to work on his day off.
Well, it's either come and work with you or be on the farm, right? And if he's on the farm, then sure, there's plenty of other jobs he's doing anyway.
Yep, I'll leave you a list.
Fair enough. Yeah.
He just bought himself a
Okay.
new chainsaw.
Oh
So
yeah.
we've been madly cutting down trees. He got a Husqvarna 18-inch chainsaw.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. So we've got lots of gum trees and cypress at home. So he's
Yep.
been madly cutting those down. I got to have a go on it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am an ego girl, so I do like the look of their commercial chainsaw. I tried that out at their last demo day and I fell madly in love with it. So that's on my list as well. I don't
Yep.
know if it'd go to work, but I definitely use it at home.
I told Barry that I want one of those commercial chainsaws, but he's left there now. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
not sure.
I didn't
Yeah.
realise he'd left.
No, Barry retired from Ego earlier this year.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, congratulations on your retirement, Barry, if you're listening.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think good on him and get to spend more time with his family.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about, hey?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so the commercial chainsaw from Ego, it does look like it's quite a decent saw.
It's a beast. I tried their residential. I think it was either a 16 or an 18-inch, and the guy said, "Pop your safeties on and have a go at this one." And had the wood
Yep.
there going, and I chopped through it, and I thought, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." And I was impressed. And then he said, "Now try this one," and it went through like a hot knife through butter, and my jaw dropped. I was like, "I need this chainsaw." So that's on my
Yeah.
Christmas list.
Yeah, well, I went to the dark side earlier this year and had a go of the Still MSA 300 saw, and that was really
Yeah.
impressive too.
There you go. I haven't tried any of this
temp-
stuff.
Tempted to start buying some Still battery gear, but we'll see what happens there. I think most battery brands now have pretty impressive chainsaws that are great. So I think the downside with chainsaws is kind of like whippersnippers or mowers. If you start overloading them, the battery life drops drastically. So
Yeah.
if you're used to a 45-minute runtime on a battery and then you cut something really thick with a chainsaw, you might do 2 cuts and it's flat.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. I've got a little yellow chainsaw, a little Ryobi one, and it's just a pruning saw. It's tiny. It's the cutest thing ever,
Yep.
and that thing has had an absolute flogging here on the farm. But yeah, you don't get a lot of runtime out if you're rough with them. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've got a Husqvarna top handle saw. And when you're pruning small branches with the top handle saw, you'd probably go all day without recharging the battery. But
Yeah.
I had a tree fall over, and so I just blocked that tree, and it's the wrong saw for it, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, I've got it. I've got a couple of batteries. I flattened 2 batteries pretty quickly by the time I blocked that tree.
Oh, wowza, really?
Yeah, it wasn't even a big tree, but yeah, probably 20 cuts, and I was like, oh man, the first battery's done, and the second one's half done.
Oh, far out.
So, yeah, going from cutting 1 or 2 inch limbs to like prune a tree down to cutting something that's sort of 8 inches round and doing
Yeah.
multiple cuts like that, 8 or 10 inches in size, and yeah, the battery really disappears quick.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a new chainsaw. That's for sure. I can't start Jay's Husky for the life of me. It's a pull start one, and I do have a bit of bit of a shoulder complaint, so it's nothing against the brand. It's definitely all me. But
Yep.
yeah, if I can get myself a nice battery chainsaw to use at home, like if we've got gum trees everywhere, and if you lose a gum tree, your little Ryobi one's not going to cut the mustard. You're going to need something a bit tougher.
Definitely, you need to be going and grabbing that Ego commercial saw for sure.
Oh, it's on my shopping list, 100%.
Yep. Yeah, I pretty much guarantee you'll be very happy with that purchase.
Oh yeah, I've got a few things on my wish list, but that's right at the very top. That's for damn sure.
I reckon their auger would be the other thing that's high on the list for me at the moment.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Have you tried it yet?
I have not, but I've got a job coming up and I think I need it.
Yeah, I think you need it too, and definitely send us through a review on that one.
Yep, for sure. I don't think there's many options that I could go to else in the battery lineup as well. I think the Ego auger is the main contender there.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other battery augers at all. Now that I think of it,
I'm pretty sure I have, but I can't remember where and what brand.
We'll have to jump on the Google machine after and have a look.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I need to have a look because I need it in the next week or so.
Well, if you go with the Ego one, let me know how it goes because that'll end up on my list as well.
I've already got the Ego tools there, so adding an auger is just no brainer.
Yeah, I'm a bit that way. I've got so many batteries sitting there. I figure if I need a tool, it's just straight for the Ego aisle at the tool shop.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Kate, you've been in business for 1.5 to 2 years.
Yep.
We've got a really good insight into your business now in terms of what that looks like. But in wrapping up your interview, I'm curious as to what systems you have refined. And a lot of people will systems are something they just fall into habit, and that habit is a system, right? So you can either form systems systematically, and deliberately, or you can form them by bad habits or good habits, and sometimes that's hit and miss whether they benefit or whether they're a problem. But what have you found are the most beneficial and efficient systems you've implemented?
For me, it's just being really, really organised. I've got, as I said before, I use Sortscape, so on that app, I can jump on and know what jobs I've got that day. Do I need to bring sprayers? Do I need to bring chainsaws? And all that sort of stuff. Have that loaded up the night before or that morning. I get up bright and early, I'm up at 6 a.m. You're already at work by 6 a.m. But,
I am.
Yep, I'm up nice and early before the kids, so I go out and feed my animals and do all my horsey jobs. Load up what I need, chuck in what batteries I need, and then off I go. But it's just being organised with what I've got to put in. Again, using that Sortscape app is an absolute game changer for me. If I can invoice on the road as well. So I'm not coming home and then sitting at the laptop or trying to message clients, while I'm, cooking a spaghetti bolognese. Being able to having that send my reminders as well. So automating the business a bit has been a real big game changer as well. So the clients get all their reminders the day before. So that as well has saved me an absolute ton of time. It just comes down to being really organised, knowing what you've got ahead for that day or for that week, and just getting yourself sorted.
So 99% of what you're saying is having a CRM, and for you, Sortscape, has helped you to be able to be organised and efficient.
Massively.
And the other 10%, what did I say, 99% and 10%, how does that add up? The other 10% is being able to organise yourself first thing in the morning with equipment and making sure you've got the right tools that you need to go out for the day so that you don't run back and forth chasing things that you didn't think to pack beforehand. Exactly.
Like there's been times like when I first started out, I'd, just have whatever was in the ute. I'd go out and I'd be like, crap, I don't have, and I would be caught. I'm halfway through a job and it's just gone ping and you've got to pack up and go to Bunnings, or, you've got to go get another battery out. Or so just being really organised with what you've got. Do I need to bring anything else? Chemicals, having everything just loaded up, ready to roll. And it might be the mum in me that's a bit like that. But, I packed myself, I packed my tools, and then I packed the kids, and off we go.
Yeah, I think I have still recently made the mistake of having to run back and forth because I didn't have things, and it happens occasionally.
It's a
But
pain,
that's one of
isn't it?
those things. And I think some of that's a personality trait of going, am I the sort of person who's less organised and I end up chasing my tail sometimes, and for me it can go both ways. But it sounds like for you that's a massive priority, is to make sure you prevent yourself from having to do that extra running around. And I guess with a 4-hour day that becomes more critical, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, because you've got to be able to, save every last second, every second counts. And, I'll be super honest and dob myself in. I am not an organised person by nature at all. So that has been something that I've had to learn the hard way, and I've stuffed it up a lot of times. I still do. I left for work today without my work bag, and that had my whippy cord and my pliers, and then I'm like, crap, I've got to drop a kid off, come back, get those, then go back out. So it still happens, but, on those days where it is going to be really tight and, maybe I've got, 5 or 6 jobs and I've got to be done by, lunchtime so that I can go pick a kid up. Or God forbid I get a call from the school saying, someone's sick or fallen off the monkey bars, and it's just like, you've really got to be very, very organised so that those things don't really catch you.
Definitely. And I think that's like I say, in your situation, that is more critical than it is for some other people. But it's one of those things where it can cost you your business time, which equates to money. So if you're running around chasing those things because you didn't think about it beforehand, didn't plan for it, then a 1-hour job blows out to a 2-hour job or a 3-hour job or an all-day job sometimes, or a 15-minute job blows out massively as well. And when you're talking a 15-minute job, that hurts you worse because you're doing 4 15-minute jobs in an hour, but not if you've got to go back home or, over to the next suburb to go to Bunnings.
Oh, absolutely. Even stuff like getting to a client's house and knowing the quickest way around that person's yard, and do I start at the front first or the back first, and do I go this way around, or do I drag the trampoline first, or do I whip and then I blow and then I mow and then I, so just figuring out what works best for that client's yard, and then really timing yourself really helps too.
I broke a hose fitting today.
Oh, bugger.
And it's the sort of thing which didn't cause me a huge amount of grief, but it was right at the end of my day. I needed to be packed up at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I had a 3 p.m. appointment that I had to keep. And so at 25 to 2, I had this hose fitting break. And so I thought, well, I can sort this out and I can finish off what I'm doing. No, I did not have a spare hose fitting anywhere.
So then you got to go buy another one and replace it.
Well, I wasted about 20 minutes mucking around before I was like, it's time to leave. I've finished up the other stuff, but the hose fitting's coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, what a pain for you.
It's one of those learning experiences. It's one of those things where, the ADHD is just a little bit too strong.
I can relate to that one. Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, it happens, though, doesn't it?
It is what it is. I used to keep spare hose fittings in the toolbox in the ute and haven't needed them, so I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, I'm making sure I'm getting that loaded and sorted now. Once I finished interviewing you, unless I get distracted on the way out because the ADHD distracts me, it'll be. No, I'll be right.
Oh, goodness. Well, once those sorts of things happen, if you break something, it's you learn the hard way, and then you always make sure you've got one in there as a spare.
Yeah.
So I'm the same. Like I use my my pliers. Actually, I did that a while ago. I knew that I had my secateurs had a big pruning job, and it was huge. It was this place that was full of roses, and it was just pruning. And I had used the seckies at home the night before. And, of course, I hadn't put them away. And then in my mind, I'm like, yep, they live in my bag. And I went off to the job and I got there and I realised I didn't have the damn seckies. So, yeah, didn't make that mistake again.
Yep. Yeah, that's a frustrating one. I have several pairs of secateurs. One's in my, there might be 2 pairs in my ute. And then there's another 2 pairs in my buggy.
Yeah, and I find I've got ute seckies and shed seckies and work bag seckies. Yeah.
Yep. I got a new pair of seckies recently from Felco. I don't know if you remember, I did an interview with Felco not too long ago, but it was talking about their secateurs that have the rolling handle.
Oh, is that what you got?
Yeah, so left-handed rolling handle, which means when you, and I don't know if you can see my hand, when you squeeze your hand like this, the handle moves with your fingers so that there's less strain on your hand.
Yeah.
So particularly for people who are a little bit grayer, getting a little bit older, might be getting, a little bit stiffer in the fingers, it just makes life so much easier.
I might have to get onto that. I've got a little bit of arthritis in a couple of my fingers. Good old horse accidents. They're not very straight, but I'm definitely in the market for a new pair of seckies. So that sounds amazing. I've got Falco 2s at the moment, and so I do love Falco, but those rolling handle ones sound amazing.
Yeah, well, I've got to thank Luke Bennett from Felco for sending me those out. They're absolutely great.
I will definitely look them. I'll be putting them on my list as well. Santa's going to be busy at our house this year.
You're going to be in trouble with Jay after all these things I'm recommending.
I know, I'm going to get my butt kicked. But he's going to have just as much fun playing with the tools as I do.
And they're making you money, so what can we say?
Absolutely. He's a convert, though. He was very against battery tools, and I'm not touching that battery stuff, and it doesn't work. And then I see him using my good whippersnipper at home. So, yeah, he's converted.
Very good. Yeah. No, they're well worthwhile.
Absolutely.
I was talking to somebody today about environmental benefits of different things and going, you know what, initially I bought battery tools because I was thinking of the environmental benefits and going, and at the end of the day, the environmental benefit with battery has some red flags there. It's not always better than petrol because you've got cobalt mining and nickel mining and lithium mining and slave labour, and then how is the battery getting charged? Is it from coal power? All the different things that come into it. It's not always a better choice. But I have not had any RSI problems like tennis elbow, golfer's elbow type issues with the battery whippersnipper and the battery head trimmer.
I just had the golfer's elbow fixed. That's horrible, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some dry needling done on that.
So one of the things, last time I had issues with it, I couldn't tell you whether it was golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. I think it was tennis elbow. But last time I had issues with that was back when I started this podcast. Yeah. So the timing of me starting the podcast was at the time that I had knee surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a week where I couldn't work because of the knee surgery. Only 1 week and I was back on the tools. Don't tell the surgeon. But that week off, just not doing any hedge trimming or whippersnipping for 1 week, and my elbow issues disappeared. And, being on battery tools, I've not had that issue come back.
Oh, there you go. You just needed a break.
Yeah. It did. That's what the physio says. One of the best things you can do for this issue is to stop doing the work that's causing the problem.
Yeah. Well, mine was after doing a lot of cleanups and having heavy batteries on tools because my little ones ran out at the time.
Yep.
I flogged myself. I did too much. So I got very excited and I didn't want to knock off early. I thought, no, I'm going to power through. And my poor body paid for it. I don't know when to quit sometimes.
I have run the Ego STX 4500 whippersnipper with the 10 amp battery on it, just running 10 amp batteries back to back. And the run time you get with the 10 amp battery is awesome. And I was doing overgrown stuff, so it made it really worthwhile.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something I want to do regularly.
No, I've had the 7.5 on mine a few times before.
Yeah.
And that's sort of been all right. But yeah, the 10's heavy for me. I'm only little.
It's heavy for me too, but even with the 5 amp battery on it, that whip's heavy.
Yeah, it's given me some good muscles.
Yeah. No, it's good whip. Well, Kate, look, we've done about an hour on this interview, and I feel like we've covered everything we want to cover, but I'll throw it back to you. Is there something that we have not talked about that we really should?
No, I think we've covered pretty much everything. That hour felt like it went so quick.
Well, we're talking about your favourite things, so of course.
Absolutely, time flies, hey?
That's it. And we've given natural plugs for just about every sponsor and everything we can imagine.
Yep. So you just be watching that PO box, Gary.
Well, the only one we haven't mentioned is Right Standers, and you haven't got a commercial quality ride-on mower, so maybe we should finish up.
There we go. I've never actually used a stander before, so maybe next expo I need to, put my brave pants on and give it a go.
Well, I would recommend for your area, you would have a lot of opportunities with acreage properties if you had a decent size stand-on mower.
Yeah.
And I mean, stand-on or sit-down is neither here nor there. You find some people prefer stand-on, some people prefer sit-down. I think stand-on works better for people with back issues.
Yeah.
Overall, they find the stand-on easier. Also, I think sometimes with knee issues, because the sit-to-stand getting on and off the sit-down ride-ons can be a little bit challenging with knee issues. But some people, it might be one preference over the other, and it's not always the same reasons. But yeah, the acreage opportunities you would get if you had a 48-inch or bigger ride-on mower, then that would make your business really interesting for you. But yeah, it's a massive investment to go down that path.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to have a go at one though, just to get it out of my system and see how I went with it. They look like fun.
They are a lot of fun, and the other thing I would say, because I've had a few different types of ride-on mowers, is the productivity difference between different styles or different sizes of machine is amazing. And if you look at where I was using the Walker B series, which is a great productivity tool.
Yep.
But I could put a 56-inch deck on that, or even bigger. I had a 56 and a 42-inch deck on that, and I just swapped the deck according to what I was doing. So massive win for when you're traveling around doing a lot of different jobs. You can swap between different size jobs very quickly. But now I've got two standard mowers. I've got a 42-inch and a 61. The 61 is at least twice as productive as the 42.
Ah. I need to do some research on ride-on mowers, actually, because I definitely need a new one for home at the very least. And I would love a zero turn, but it has to have a catcher. Or maybe I'll get onto Ben from Catch Pro and see if he can hook me up.
How much area are you catching the grass for?
On our property, it'd probably be a good couple of acres. I think like my backyard is about just over 900 square metres, and the front yard's about an acre.
Yeah. So you really need to be able to empty the catcher fairly regularly if you're using a Catch Pro. Otherwise, you go for something like a Walker or a Gianni Ferrari, which is a big hopper, and you can catch a lot more grass with that. But when you're catching acreage, you're going to fill the catcher up pretty quickly. If you're mowing it weekly, not so much.
Yeah, I like to mow weekly at home. I'm a bit OCD about my lawn at home.
Yeah, well, the Catch Pro would be great for you then, because you're only taking the tip off the grass. You're not going to fill it up as quick. And if you went for the bigger size machine like a 61, you'll do that area really quickly. But you're up around the $30,000 mark for a lot of 61-inch machines.
Oh, I'll have to really suck up for one of those.
Well, you almost want to know that it's getting used commercially, not just to do your own property, right?
Yeah, that might be the trade-off. I'll be like, okay, well, I can take it to work. And I can also use it to make our garden pretty at home as well. So dual purpose.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's only your own yard, 42, 48, or maybe up to a 52-inch machine is going to be really good for you.
Yeah.
At a much cheaper price than going up to the 61.
Absolutely.
But if you see the potential for doing some acreage work, then yeah, I'd be looking at going, okay, let's spend on a decent machine where that return has the potential to be huge if you want to take on acreage work.
I'm definitely thinking about it. Like I know at the end of the day, after being out with the push mower, especially those longer days, your body's sort of feeling it a bit. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. I've got to do some research.
And I mean, you're on acreage yourself, so all of your neighbours are potential customers.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've used a lot of different machines, and I will stand by the choice to use the Stander ZK as a real one of the best commercial mowers built.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the opportunity to work with Wright and with Cox mowers on those is awesome, but I want to do that because they are such good machines.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to put them on my list to do a bit of research as well when we need to go shopping.
Yeah.
Poor
definitely.
Jay just walks past. He's like, oh, what's she buying now?
We should say goodbye before he comes and starts quizzing you.
Oh, no. Worst things your wife could be addicted to. Me, mowers and power tools. Oof.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And horses.
I went past somebody this afternoon. I went for a mountain bike ride, and I went past somebody that was mowing their own lawn.
Yeah.
And as I rode past them, I was like, I can smell fresh cut grass. Mm.
I still haven't gotten sick of that smell. I love it.
It's something, isn't it? When you go past somebody else that's cutting grass, and you're like, that's familiar and nice.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go and cut grass right now, but it's familiar and it's nice.
Absolutely. Like I used to work in a supermarket, so I used to come home smelling like a deli section. So it's nice to come home smelling like fresh cut grass and nature.
Yep.
It's a nice change.
That's good. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Kate, it's been awesome to talk to you, and I really appreciate you coming on for an interview. I've learnt quite a few ththings, and it's been good fun.
Oh, likewise. Thank you so much for having me, Gary. I've been a big fan of yours and the podcast for so long, so it's really, really special treat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's always good and enjoyable talking to some fans of the podcast, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Aussie Lawn Stars. Please remember to rate and review the show on the Apple Podcasts app or the player you use. Exciting new shows are released every Monday. Make sure you follow or subscribe to hear the next episode.